Dixon, just watched the full podcast about Navy Cross Gunny. Did you like it, Dixon? That was a lot of fun, that podcast we did with Gunny Rod. Gunny Sergeant Juan Rodriguez Chavez was awesome. It was last Sunday. It took a couple days to post, but it was awesome. Dixon, let me know what you think. And anyone else that watched it. Civ, coffee with cream and strawberry banana smoothie pie. That sounds delicious. All right, John McJunkin got a thumbs up. Texas, 5x5 now. Thanks, Mike. When is the next interview? Good question, and trust me, as much fun as we had doing that one, there will be more. Logistics, we just got to work out logistics. Is that milk in your coffee? Yeah, I'm a foofy coffee drinker. Creamer, got to, no sugar, but creamer. Yes, I'm not motor oil yet. I'm not at that age where I just drink it black. Everyone double down on child today. Every day. That's every day. How are we celebrating Easter weekend, sir? Walking tall, reporting as ordered. We're all waiting for Mrs. Cece interview. That's from Carrie Ann Marie Potts. Tell her. Let's go. Good to see you all. Scott Sachs says, Gunny Rod was my sergeant in Hawaii and Staff Sergeant in Fort Leonard Wood. Great podcast. All right, good. You two never sent us an invite or notification last Wednesday. I'm telling you, John, they pick and choose. We're going out to the field next 72 hours, 2 MREs. That's how you spend Easter right there. I like all 6 hours, whoever said that. Takes bitterness for coffee. Yeah, it does. A little creamer takes the bitterness away. London, UK, in the house. All right. What emotions came to your mind when you were awarded the EJ? Heavy J. Perfect. Heavy J, hold that thought for a minute because that's our first topic today is boot camp prep. And that's what the day in the life going to boot camp. Thanks, Heavy J. We're going to hit that here in a minute once we give everybody a minute to join us. Who is that? Oh, happy 420 and happy Easter Day. Happy Easter, happy Easter. All right, this is how we started Easter weekend. Friday, Good Friday, the day Jesus died on the cross. We went to our church, our local church, and celebrated with all the families at the church. What a great evening in the parking lot of the church. People brought food, tents, chairs. We all just hung out, played some games, celebrated Jesus. 3 days later, there's even one of the ushers, one of the women there had a shirt on that said, a lot can happen in 3 days. And here we are 3 days later, Jesus resurrected. He's here for our sins. Amen. And God bless all of you. So hopefully, again, you spent time this weekend reflecting on Jesus and how he takes care of us and forgives us for our sins so we can live a happy and fulfilled life. Amen. Amen to all of you. Thanks for joining us. All right, Carl Green is here, present and counted for. I'm want to drink coffee. A Navy guy walked in and said, there any sugar in the creamer? Server walked up and said, you must be in the Navy. My very first cup of coffee ever was in the Marine Corps. A bunch of us PFCs standing outside a little tent. We were a working party. 3 PFCs told us to go over there, knock on that door, and they'll tell you what to do. Freezing cold, standing outside. Okinawa gets cold. Doesn't seem like it, but it gets cold in the winter. If you know, you know. Sure enough, we were standing out there, and some old guy finally came to the door and said, what are you idiots doing? Why are you standing out here in the cold? Get in here and have some coffee. And I don't remember if the other two had ever drank coffee before, but anything to keep us warm. And it was, they put cream and sugar in it, gave all 3 of us a little styrofoam cup of coffee, and that was the best cup of coffee to this day I've ever had in my life. I don't know if it was a taste or because we were freezing. Hooked ever since. So yes, cream, no sugar. Don't need to add any sugar. All right. Yes, Jesus has indeed. 2 is 1 is none. Are you military, sir? Yes. All right, get some. We all are. Most people on this channel are. Going to boot camp. I don't know about the East Coast, but San Diego USO is deluxe. Buses roll up, corporal step off at the front gate, and that's all day in the life. J-Dub, we're going to talk about, I'm telling you, the whole process, day in the life of a Poolee showing up on the yellow footprints, East Coast or West Coast, all the way through. And we're going to do it in a short period of time, but just regular day in the life. That's good to hear about the USO. USOs, United Services Organizations. I think most airports have one. They all should. It's run by volunteers, prior service, spouses of service members, or just volunteers. All volunteer force that mans those USOs. But they're there for service members coming and going, deploying, coming back, that have a little extra time in the airport. Always food, usually a couple lazy boys. Some even have couches and showers. Books, computers, whatever you need. They've taken care of me solo flying across country and also my family. One time we stayed there 3 days, 2 nights. We got stuck somewhere. So it is. USO is amazing. Once I get older and retire, I'm going to find a local USO 100% and volunteer my time. Appreciate what they do. If you ever use them, try and drop some money in there because it is all volunteer. They don't get paid for those jobs. That money you donate to them goes to all the food and snacks that they provide for you free of charge. All right. Remember the verse in the Marine Corps song, the Marines hymn, the Marine Corps song. If the Army and the Navy can look on heaven's scenes, they'll find the streets are guarded by United States Marines. URAH. Marines hymn. Thank you for your service. Thank you. And everyone here who has served, thank you and God bless. Speaking of military drama, has anyone seen the emergency TV series 1972? I have not. To whatever. It's TV. Yeah. USOs do not allow prior service in anymore, to my experience. No way. That's not.
It depends on the USO.
Oh, the producer's saying it depends on the USO, the size and location. J-Dub, that's interesting. Have we ever been turned away? No. And I would guess, yeah, that makes sense. It depends on the size and location. If they active duty, by all means, should have priority. But if they can accommodate anyone prior service, I think they would.
That's who's donating the money.
Right, the retirees, we're the ones donating the money, so they better let us in. I missed it, Ed. URAH, Heaven's Gates. J-Dub, that's it. Do you ever get in the inter-service rivalry between Marines and the Navy? Of course, Walking Tall, there's inter-service rivalries between all the branches of service. Marines and Navy ones are a little different. Hot Rod, look, enjoyed the invite, so I made enjoy the rest of the day. You too, brother. Good to see you, Hot Rod. Got some good feedback from our podcast. That inter-service rivalry, which is probably the most, which one is the most? You tell me, which one is the most aggressive, I guess, if you will? Marines and Army? Marines and Navy kind of goes both ways because, yes, the Marines are a department of the Navy. Yes, the men's department. But we work hand in hand, right? We're on ship a lot. We have Navy corpsmen with us. The chaplain, his RP, is always with us. So it's a brother-sister relationship. And the Marines are the brothers, of course. I'm just kidding, Navy. But I think probably the Marines and Army are the biggest ones. Everyone picks on the Air Force. It's easy. We love them, though. They give us rides places. Coast Guard, not so much. Space Force, we haven't had Space Force on here yet, so no need yet. But yes, the inter-service rivalry, I hope it never goes away. It's all in love because one team. End of the day, the world's best fighting force is the U.S. Fighting Forces. All right. You're right. Respectfully, Marine Corps hymn, not Marine Corps song. You got even closer. It's Marines hymn. That's it. Just Marines hymn. Not the Marine Corps hymn, not the Marine Corps song. Yeah, Doc, I see you up there. Good to see you. Marines hymn. Look, Annie Benanni knows. Army's more aggressive because Marines are just messing around. Yeah, so, again, with that rivalry, the other services try really, really hard to get at Marines. You remember the whole crayon thing. It's funny, but it seems like they're aggressively trying even harder. Marines, we just know. We let them do their thing. All right. Morton, do you have an opinion on Trump threatening Denmark with possible military power to get Greenland? Don't know. I don't watch news because that's fake news. But I know he's doing some great things right now in the first 100 days. Amazing. USMC Vet, hello everybody. God bless America. I'm with you. I can't read your name up there. Have a blessed day. Thank you. You as well. Everyone else argues because they have to. Marines argue because they want to. You're on fire. Nailing it. The best department of the Navy. All right. Do you think we should train Mexicans to be soldiers? Well, they are. They are also soldiers. Best chauffeurs we've ever had. Uber. That's our Uber, the Navy. And the Air Force. All right. Have you ever watched Cadet Kelly, and what are your thoughts about children being on military bases? I've never watched Cadet Kelly, just the previews told me not to. And what I think about children being on military bases, I think it's an amazing place to grow up. I didn't do it as a child, but my kids did. And I think it's amazing. Safe, right? Everything's right there. You can walk them. David Bryant, I wasn't given the EGA. Oh, I missed it. Seems to be some female Marine NCOs all over the internet. I saw that too on, what's his name's podcast? What's his name show? Jameson. Yeah, some ridiculous getting in uniform and showing their booty and just embarrassing themselves and their service. What is it?
TikTok rights?
TikTok?
No, just saying in general, those are the.
Yeah, those are the TikTok fools that make a mockery of the uniform. USMC vet, I know a dude who knows a dude who knows a dude. That's a Space Force. Same. Andy Benami, Sergeant Major, have you ever met Marines from other countries? Great question. Yes, the ROC Marines, the Republic of Korea Marines, those are some bad mamma jammas. They're some tough, hard as nails, not afraid of anything. Just good dudes to be around. And sharing each other's TTPs, tactics, techniques, and procedures. Pretty awesome. Tongan Marines from the Kingdom of Tonga. British Royal Marines. Again, also some tough dudes. So yes, from other countries, Marines from other countries. A lot of countries don't have a Marine Corps. They have Army and the Navy and a Navy and Air Force, but they don't have a Marine Corps. Interesting. Navy, don't be blue. Frankenstein's mama was ugly too. You look like my RTC from Great Lakes. Must have been a handsome dude. Philippine Marines. Yeah, so they're out there. Space Force leadership keeps on getting fired. I see that too. Dixon, it was cool, really cool to see an exclusive interview on the gun, sitting down, relaxing atmosphere, telling the story. Thanks, Dixon, appreciate that. Again, we definitely do want to do more of that. We've done a couple. Y'all remember Josiah Moreno? That was a good interview. That's finally up, posted. Of course, the producer just gave me a look. It wasn't because of her.
It's been up this whole time.
Oh, it's been up. And of course,
We're making
you've seen 3 out of the 5 CCs, actually 3 out of the 6. The producer is the 6th one. So there'll be more. Keep an eye out. From the Bronx, trying to make it out the hood. Should I join the military? Let me know what you think. Yes, 100%. I think you should. Any teenager asks me right now, to all teenagers out there, yes, I do think you should join the military. Not all of you should join the Marine Corps. Nothing personal, but some just don't have what it takes. Period. That's just an honest assessment from what I've seen. But all of you should join the military. Yes. We're going to talk about the day in the life of MCRD San Diego, because that's where I was a recruit and a drill instructor, and y'all are going to help me with Paris Island. I don't think it's too different. I have a Marine in the house who was in Parris Island. So we'll talk about both of those. Yes, John McJunkin's right there. David Bryant, look at his comments right after yours. John McJunkin. Chaplain Murfield has a question for you, Sergeant Major. He asks, did any of your chaplain corps visited your unit during Easter Sunday while deployed? We were at times understaffed throughout GWAT. Great question. And man, as many deployments as I've had, I don't remember all of them. I don't remember, I can't think of any time that they weren't. And maybe it always wasn't on Easter Sunday, but I've never, thinking back, again, as many deployments as I've had, even field operations, I don't remember ever thinking, man, I can't believe we can't get the chaplain out here. So I think we're pretty well covered. Again, maybe I'm lucky. Maybe some of my deployments were that busy where I didn't even realize it was Easter Sunday. But I don't ever remember any time hearing that were short chaplains, hang tight, pray on your own. I feel we were pretty well covered. And I always made some transportation, always got an opportunity to get the chaps out. So great question though. Navy vet here. Cross-trained with Recon Marines at Buds, expended a ton of lead at Camp Pendleton. That had to be a good time. Scott asked, what was my MOS? Combat Engineer, 1371, backbone of the Corps. Combat Engineer most of it until obviously I got promoted to First Sergeant. Then I moved all over, Motor Team Maintenance Company. What was after that? The Air Wing as a Sergeant Major, and then the infantry. Finished my career in the infantry. 2 deployments as a First Sergeant, 2 deployments as a Sergeant Major. And yes, I got to remember to pronounce the G in Sergeant. Some people don't. Some people don't like Sergeant Major. First Sergeant, Master Sergeant. Old Irene, happy Easter. Hope y'all spent some time with family and God today. Amen, old Irene. Thank you. And yes, we did. That's Parris Island in a nutshell. The Marine Corps is not for everyone, but they are the best of the best. Laverne, there you go. All right. Once again, welcome everybody. Sunday night, Easter Sunday, SFMF Live. Good evening. First thing we're going to talk about, and we talked about it on some shorts over the last week. Oh, I missed that. Heavy J, thank you for the gift. Memberships, yes. Jay, good to see you. Awesome, thank you very much. Once again, memberships, I'll cover it real quick. Those that the names in green are members. $1.99 a month for membership. And your name will turn green, and you get you can use emojis, icons. You get the star, shows you how long you've been a member. Appreciate you all very, very much. We're going to start doing some membership only stuff. I know we've been saying it for a while, but we're trying to gather what we're going to do for y'all. So stand by for that. Thank you, members. Carl Green, thank you for being the best mod ever. And thank you for your gift membership. Hot Rod, Semper Fi, brother. Get some Modelo's and appreciate you. We're going to get you back on. Remember, we've got to do round two. Round 2 coming up. Doc Holliday, why don't Marines ever hide Easter eggs? Because good luck hiding anything when you've got to yell URAH every 5 seconds. Can you imagine Marines on an Easter egg hunt? Semper Fi, old Irene, good to see you. What are you doing? ARK, check us out. Stay here for a while. Semper Fi, brothers and sisters. All right, so boot camp prep is our first topic today. Boot camp prep, and here's what put us into this mode right now. We're in April. Is it April yet? April. We're in April, almost the end of April. So what's happening this time of month around the United States? Seniors. Big day coming up. Seniors graduating. So good luck and early congratulations to all you seniors graduating. It's an exciting time, and it could be a little stressful time right now. Hopefully you got all your credits, everything you need to do to graduate on time, and you have plans for after high school. College. You all know me by now. I didn't go to college right after high school, enlisted at 17. Wasn't a plan that I had started. I always wanted to be a Marine. I didn't. I decided my junior year, only because it kind of got talked into it. Still didn't know really what it was all about. Senior year, all I had to do, my recruiter said, stay out of trouble and graduate high school with a diploma. We're going to talk about GEDs versus diplomas a little bit too. That's all I had to do. But this is the time of year that seniors are making that decision, and some do. Some of you may have, I got nothing else to do, nothing planned. I don't want to work in my dad's shop. I don't want to get my old job back at Walmart. I better enlist in one of the branches of service. Those turn out to be 30-year careers as well, so you never know. But this is the time. So, boot camp prep, the typical day in the life at boot camp. First, let's back up. ASVAB. Those were most of the shorts were on this week about the ASVAB. What score do I need? What do I need to enlist? What happens if I fail? A lot of those questions came up, and it's the only thing that changed since I took it decades ago was the scoring system. And I can't recall exactly what the top score was. Maybe some of you can help me. Back around Randall's time and Jared, some of you older guys. Because my first score was like a 114 or 109. So it was over 100, whatever. I don't remember what the max was. Then I actually studied and got a 114. Then my recruiter's like, oh man, you can choose whatever you want. Doc Holliday, thank you very much, brother. Can't stay long, but God bless, and may your Easter be as faithful and fierce as a Marine on watch. Semper Fi, Doc. Thank you very much, brother. God bless you. Happy Easter. No live this Wednesday, so we'll see you next Sunday, Doc. Semper Fi, brother. Thank you. So, again, the ASVAB scoring must have been different a couple decades ago, but now the ASVAB is 1 to 100. The Armed Forces Quality Test, AFQT, and somebody fact check me just to keep us all on the same page. That's a little bit different test. That goes from 1 to 99. And there's even another one out you can take online from what my daughter was telling me in the last couple of years in high school. So take the ASVAB. I think it's open for juniors, but if you could take it sooner, take it just so you get familiar with it. Because when it comes time that you need that ASVAB score to enlist, you want obviously the highest score possible. So study. One of the comments said, I didn't study and you got an 87. Or it's not even a big deal, just you should know that stuff anyway. Everyone tests different. Again, I took mine on an afternoon that the recruiter got me out of school. I did okay. Studied just for 2 weeks, and I improved my score by like 10 points or something. So study. Look at Randall, 97. Study, but why not? Why not take that time to study, get a high score, even if you want to be infantry? The minimum score we talked about, what was it, 30, 31 for Air Force, Army, and Coast Guard. I'm guessing Space Force is probably in there. 31 out of 100 or out of 99. The Marine Corps and the Navy, 35. You don't want a 35. You want to get much higher. The average score is 50. So right off the bat, you want to be above average. So get after it. Study. Take it a couple of times. You can take it 30 days. You have to wait 30 days. Once you take it, you have to wait 30 days. If you fail, you have to wait 30 days to take it again. So point being, someone said, yep, I'm getting ready to enlist. I'm gonna take my ASVAB before I go. No, take it now, just in case. Say you do pass it with the 70. You still want to take it over again to get a higher score. Give yourself plenty of time to take it more than once so you can get a better score. Be careful with that too, though. If you already have a high score in the 80s, keep it, see what jobs are open, and then choose from there. Don't be afraid to take it. Don't be afraid to study. Don't be afraid to take it again. You fail it one time, you have to wait 30 days. You take it a second time. You fail that second time, you have to wait 6 months. So again, if you're wanting to ship soon, take it well before your ship date. Good to go? And it says it lasts up to 2 years. And I don't know why it wouldn't say it lasts 2 years, or it didn't seem like a definitive answer. So don't take it 2 years early. Again, study, take it again. All right, let me get this. Oh, I missed it, McJunkin. Carrie Ann Marie Potts says, if you didn't make it as a Marine, what would you have done? I'd became a fireman or a postal worker. I want to be a postman so I can wear shorts to work every day and walk around in shorts. Coast Guard, fast reinforcement. Are you a Coastie? Coast Guardsman, all right. Welcome, brother. Congratulations. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. We love everybody here. Marine score as high as anyone else. Happy Easter from Evans. Remember the USMC meme with Sloth from the Goonies? Got 13 on his ASVAB, and 2 Marine recruiters said, waiver that stuff. So, and it goes from 1 to 100. I've seen some single-digit scores. That's just a fact. It's an odd test. It's not like your normal Q&A where you're doing normal math problems, a lot of word problems from what I remember. So study it. And again, I can't stress enough, take it more than once. Take it as soon as it's available to you. Take it just so you know what kind of test it is and you know how to study. All right. My PP keeps kicking me out of getting into, missed that one. Bayless, I missed the question from Poolees Bayless. McJunkin, if you want to put that back up. Chicken has arisen. Good to see you, Chicken. Semper Fi to you. Happy Easter to you, brother. We had a great day so far, and of course we're finishing it the right way right here, live with the SFMF community. 1980 Marines had the highest acceptance scores. Man, it went fast again. Can you tell me, John McJunkins, please, from the Poolees?
When Marines died in combat, the grave markers made with their rifle, boots, cover, and tags, but since corpsmen are Navy, do they get the same honors?
Great question. So the, man, there's a name for that. When Marines are KIA in combat, they do the, and they do it back on the mainland too, but in country, we have a service, boots, rifle, helmet. Sometimes people put a flag jack on it. It's the boot cross, I think they call it. There's a name for it. A lot of Marines get that tattooed somewhere on their body. The question was, do Navy get it as well? 100%. The Navy that are assigned with Marine units, absolutely. They get the same boot cross. Somebody help me out if you remember or know that. I don't know if there's an official name for it, but you've seen them. They put the boots out, rifle inverted, helmet on top, dog tags hanging from the rifle somewhere of those Marines and sailors who we lost in combat. 100% the Navy gets them as well. They are Marines with us. Great question. I like that. It's almost USMC 250. I'm so excited about the USMC. Wow, 250 coming up. We've talked about ton, tavern, or not. When new recruit gets boot camp, what is the green bag? All right. Okay, y'all keep throwing me off. So day in the life of a recruit. First is the ASVAB. Get the ASVAB knocked out, get a high score, pick the job that you want. Everyone always asks me, don't ask me, I'm telling you, 03. I'm going to tell you, enlist as an 03, no matter what your score is. That's on you. You got to decide what you want to do, how long you plan on staying, and then, again, what you want to do after. A lot of people tell you, get something that you're going to want to do once you get out. IT, mechanic, aircraft mechanic. But, again, only you can decide what your MOS should be. But once again, study that. Learn about the 80-plus MOSs that there are. I went in open contract, then I was in 03, and then in boot camp I changed to 1371. I didn't know the difference between any of them. And I certainly wasn't thinking 4 years later had I gotten out, and then end up staying a whole career. So again, I didn't have someone telling me to think about all these things. Some people join just for college. Some people join, they know they're doing 4 and get out. Some people think they're only going to do 4 and get out. Some people do some time and go into another service. So again, only you can decide what MOS is best for you. You join the Marine Corps to become a Marine, a RET. All right, so you get to boot camp. The first week is receiving. We've done a couple shorts on that, and the receiving week is brutal. Culture shock. Still, even though receiving has changed over the years, it's, again, when I went through, it was, and a lot of you guys probably when you went through, it was intense. And you've seen the videos. Check the videos from the 70s, 80s, and probably even 90s. That soon as you come onto base and that first drill instructor that comes onto the bus, it was chaos. That's that stress that can you quit boot camp? That was the first time I thought, man, how do I get out of this? This dude was intense. He was like 8 feet tall, muscles bulging everywhere, and is just screaming at us for no reason. Get off the bus, get on the yellow footprints. He's saying stuff. Words are coming out of his mouth, but you can't hear him. You can't understand what he's saying. They read you the rules years later, knowing what they're doing. They're reading you the rules from the UCMJ, Uniform Code of Military Justice, things you can and cannot do. Are you hearing it really though? No, but it's a check in the box. They've been told all the rules. So if you swing at a drone instructor, you are held liable. So that's the rules. And again, depending on where you came from, you could have got dropped off. I flew in, so they picked us up at the airport. And even that was a little deceiving, because the guy who picked us up was a Marine. He wasn't a drone instructor, though. So he's like, hey, calling names, checking his roster. Yeah, okay, follow me, get on the bus. I was like, all right, it's not so bad. And even you get on the bus right over there. It's kind of, all right, put your head down, right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee, and put your head down, not looking, because they're trying to confuse you so you don't know where the main gate is. It's always dark, and it's always raining. 100% of the time, as soon as you come on base, it's raining. I don't know how they do that. And then you pull up, you drive around base a little bit in circles, then you pull up, then the drone instructor gets on. That's when chaos starts. I hope and pray it's still like that. I think it is. They're still intense. Maybe not as much. Maybe it's changed over the years. Maybe it depends on what receiving company you get. So they get you off the bus. You have your paperwork. And first and foremost, what do you bring to boot camp? Now everyone has cell phones. Really, I can't think of anything else you would possibly need. Your orders from your recruiter and a cell phone, because that has your addresses on and phone numbers, or an address book. Either way, they're taking your cell phone. They're taking everything you bring. So you don't need to bring your good luck charm and whatever your mom gave you right before you left, and your girlfriend and cookies and whatever else. You don't need any, you need nothing, because they're going to take everything from you anyway, strip you down and put you in boot camp attire. You get everything. Hygiene gear, undergarments. They give you everything you need. So bring as little as possible. But the address book, right? And that process takes a good couple days, because recruits roll in on different days. I think Tuesday through Friday or Monday through Friday. Don't quote me again, it's changed over the years. But you start rolling in, and until that platoon is full from projected, we'll just say 80. Once you get 80 cadets, they are the first platoon in that series. 6 platoons in the summer, 3 in one series, 3 in the other. Once that platoon is filled, then they start doing some other stuff. This is a platoon. You put them aside. You have some drill instructors assigned to you, and they're taking you around everywhere. Administrative, you do the moment of truth, where they ask you one more time, did you do anything that can get you in trouble, violating this and violating that? Swear in again, sign some more documents. They check you out medically, physically. They're doing documenting tattoos, checking your teeth, see what kind of, just 100%. So on Friday when you drop, you should be good to go for the next 3 months. There are some follow-on medical appointments, some follow-on dental appointments, right? You see those recruits halfway through get their wisdom teeth pulled or something. There's always something that follows after receiving barracks. But the receiving barracks is pretty brutal just for the fact of culture shock. Now you're being told what to do, when to do it, and quickly as possible. Gunny rod. Sound off and move fast, right? Be loud and move fast. That'll help you. You're going to hurry up and wait, and then you're going to get yelled at and hurry up and wait again. Another line, hurry up and wait again. And then you're going to sit around and do nothing until chow comes. Then you're going to hurry up to chow, hurry up and eat, and hurry up and come back and wait in line again. That's that first week. And also that first week and when you start really missing home. What did I do? Did I make the right decision? This is crazy. I was chilling on my couch 2 days ago, eating a bag of chips, watching Netflix. No, I'm not. Right? All those things you used to do on your own, or you're hungry at 10 o'clock at night, you just went to the fridge and got some chow. Waking up at 10 o'clock the next morning. All that's done. So that's part of the culture shock and the fact that you're missing home. San Diego, it's tough if you flew in because you see and hear those planes, excuse me, coming in and out. You're like, man, would I like to be on one of them planes leaving this place. So that's tough. The first week is tough. The hurry up and wait can really drive you crazy. And then Friday we talked about it. I think we talked about it on Wednesday, Black Friday. That's when you get dropped to your training company and your training platoon, your DIs that are going to take care of you for the next 3 months. Take the civilian out of you and put the Marine in you. Around. All you got to do is work hard. The last couple of shorts, today's was how do you get meritoriously promoted. The senior drone instructor will be told how many recruits he can promote to the next rank, PFC. And he's got to pick. And throughout training, he's going to not obviously, but primarily the guide and squad leaders. Those are the 5 best recruits in the platoon. And say he has 6 or 7, excuse me, quotas that he can promote. Then he's going to start thinking about that recruit that's always the first, the high PFT or the high shooter, or just a leader, but he didn't have a spot for him as guide or squad leaders. The house mouse, if you know, you know, that's usually the recruit that has good penmanship or probably can work a computer nowadays, and he assists the drone instructors however possible. There's a whiskey locker recruit, right? That's a recruit that's in charge of the storage locker. Ain't no whiskey in there. It's called the whiskey locker. That's where the extra brooms and cleaning supplies and irons and ironing boards, all the stuff you need throughout the day. Used to be full of boot polish. We don't polish our boots anymore. You have a prac recruit, right? That's the recruit that when you are waiting for chow or you're waiting in line for haircuts, call the prac recruit. We used to call ours Recruit Einstein. He's the smart recruit that helps everyone study while you're killing time management. I can't think of any other. You might designate, it depends on the drone instructors, a PT recruit, not just a high PFTer, but someone who's good at just planks or just pull-ups, and he'll do the scribe, the house mouse or the scribe. Those are all jobs that you want. Obviously, you want to be guide. That's number one. You want to be guide. How to become the guide? Be better than everyone else in leadership, in drill, in physical fitness, in shooting, in swim qual, everything, knowledge. But if not the guide, you want to be a squad leader. If not, one of those other positions. Because when a guide or squad leader gets fired, they got to replace you with somebody. So be that one that the drone instructor is, guide, you're fired. Come here, Jones. Boom. That easy. You got to be ready for that added responsibility right away. It's like in the Marine Corps, you train to be 1 or 2 ranks higher than you are. That's how you do it in boot camp. Continue to train like you are going to be the guide one day, and it just may happen. So that's early on. That's the first week. The receiving barracks drone instructors will pick a guide and squad leaders. You may last all the way through, you may not. Those are the ones who probably did some JROTC, Sea Cadets, Young Marines, any kind of drill that they already know their right from left. And they're a little vocal, right? They help the slower recruits. That's who receiving barracks going to pick for guidance squad leaders, just to have someone lead the platoon. So if you're lucky enough to be chosen then, you just build on that. And hopefully you last there the entire time through boot camp. You're going to get fired on and off many times, yes. But it's what they look for, and here's a little tip for you. It's how you react once you do get fired. All right? Muhammad Ali says, you don't lose a fight if you get knocked down. You lose a fight if you don't get back up. So it's same in boot camp, same in the Marine Corps. You're going to get knocked down. Get back up. Get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. Right? As simple as that. All right. So that's the first week. That's still, so forming is done. Forming week or receiving week is done. So after you get dropped Friday night, Saturday morning is training. You're already training. You're doing something, PT. You're going to chow. It's intense. You get up 5:30. Still some in-house procedures. You're going to learn how to wake up. You're going to learn how to get ready for the day. How you're going to get dressed. Left sock, left boot, right boot, left leg in the trousers, right. They're going to teach you as if you don't know anything. It's going to be a little boring for some because you know how to get dressed. Tie your boots, laces tucked in, how to put the boot bands on. Well, first phase, you don't learn boot bands just yet. But they teach you from A to B, everything you do. How to walk the chow, how to come back, how to go into a classroom to receive a class, how to take notes. Come back to the house, change over, get a bag ready for PT, for swim, whatever. They're going to teach you A to B. Even in the head, when you make a head call, which is going to the bathroom, they're going to teach you. You go in there, 1 cadet per stall sometimes, unless you're in a hurry. They're even going to teach you how to shower. Yes, believe it or not, some recruits don't know how to shower. The shower room in recruit training is about 4 or 5 posts with 5 or 6 shower heads coming off them. Yes, you're all in there together. And you got, normally if you shower at home, you take about probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes. In boot camp, you're taking about 2. First couple of times, though, they teach you. All right, washcloth in left hand, soap in right hand. Put soap on the washcloth. Put the soap down. All by the numbers. Scrub your left cheek. Switch hands, scrub your right cheek. As silly as that sounds, you have people that don't shower regularly like that. So just to not single anybody out, they teach everybody. And you could be one of those guys thinking, why is he teaching me? I know how to wash my own, you know what, body. And they do. Okay, left foot, work up to your left leg, right foot, right leg, left hand, left underarm, right arm, in the private parts. They teach you everything. Shaving. Most 18-year-olds have never shaved before. So they teach you, again, shaving cream in right hand, squirts them in your left hand, puts them on your left cheek, get your mustache, your chin, your right cheek. Razor in the right hand. Boom, from the top of your ear orifice down. I'm telling you, step by step. And it's pretty intense even as a drone instructor because you're in the shower room and you're trying to watch 80 of them and make sure they do it. So they do it correctly because some kids are afraid of water, afraid of soap, and they don't do it right. And you don't want them stinking up your squad bay either. So it's pretty intense. But in and out, in a couple of days it takes, and then they're in and out. You can tell them, hit the rain room, and that's 80 of you go in there, you get your business done, and you get the heck out. Because the quicker you do that, the more time you'll have for something else, for shaving. If it's in the evening, you have more time to get dressed, ready to get on free time, whatever your training schedule calls for that day. That's by the numbers, and when you come off of the numbers where they do release you into the rain room, depends on you. Depends on your platoon and how quickly they grasp all that. The heads, obviously all the stalls are open. The urinals, no walls in between. Again, from what I remember, anyone current, let me know. The toilets don't have doors, but they do have walls in between them. Because not that they want to watch you doing your business, but they got to watch you. Some of you in case you do some weird stuff in there. But in and out. Head calls, in and out. Rain room, in and out. quick ones. And then you want to be able to do that on your own as soon as possible. That's where the guide and squad leaders come in, and they start not acting like a DI, but acting like leaders when the DIs aren't in there. Because that's when the DIs go to the duty hut and they take care of their own business and get ready for whatever training's right after that. So that's intense. And your training schedule is from 5:30 to 21:30, I think is lights out. Constant. Every minute of the day is covered by something. You're moving. If you're going to swim in the afternoon, you put on your swim gear underneath your camis before you go to chow. So you can go from chow right to the pool. You have everything with you. You're not going back to the house constantly. Head calls are constant. The constants are breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, that's how I lived for a while in boot camp, knowing that pretty soon we're going to chow again. Pretty soon we're going to chow again. Sometimes it seems like it takes forever. Sometimes like, holy crap, we just ate. But that's your 9 minutes of sitting down for a minute and eating chow. Classes can be intense because it's a lot of information thrown out at you that you've never heard before. Like me, never heard any of that stuff before. You're trying to take notes, but you're also sitting in a nice, comfortable, like theater, like not the theaters now with the lazy boys, but it's comfortable. It's temperature controlled, so if it's hot outside, it's cool in there. If it's cold outside, it's warm in there. So staying awake has got to be the hardest part of receiving those classes. The instructor teaching the class is a drill instructor who is on quota, so he doesn't have his own company or platoon. He's teaching classes for a year. So hopefully he's just as intense as a drill instructor as he is as a, what do they call those guys? The instructors, that's support battalion. Yeah, whatever. They're just your instructor for that class. Hopefully they're intense and keep you awake so you can take some good notes so you pass the test later. So pay attention. You got to do what you can to stay awake. Heard some weird reasons that we talked about that. Like you need to put toothpicks in your eyelids so you stay awake. Help each other out. Stay awake. Because what do you think happens if you fall asleep in one of them classes? Yes, you're going to get some DI loving outside. He's going to make it rain. You're going to make it rain. He's going to wake you up. He'll help you out so you stay awake. You don't want to get caught sleeping. And just like any other time in your life, if you feel sleepy, what should you do? Stand up. Have the courage to stand up. You might get yelled at as you're walking back to the back of the classroom to stand up, but you're not going to get destroyed for falling asleep. So have the courage, knowing that you can't stay awake, stand up. Request to make a head call, something to wake your body up. And that's, again, here's a typical day. Chow, PT, or you're going to wake up, get dressed, clean the barracks, chow, and whatever's on your training schedule for that day. Class, PT, bugle sticks, pool, all the training. You've seen the training videos. It's going to be intense. Then you take a break, go to chow. Chow's in there. Go back to the house, do something, clean up, make a head call, go back out and training. You spend very little time throughout the day in the barracks. Evening time, however, after third chow is when you come in and probably some more classroom time. The drill instructors will reiterate something that you learned throughout the day to help you retain it. You'll take some more notes. Senior drill instructor usually gets you in the classroom. That's that area in front of the DI's hut, the duty hut, and reiterate the day's training. Now, throughout all of that day, and there's 3 months of that, drill. Yes, close order drill. The foundation of leadership. That's where you're going to do, that is something you'll do 24/7. You're going to do it so much, it becomes second nature. And they start teaching you a drill movement or 2 or 3 a day. So you get totally comfortable with it and familiar with it, because in first phase, the first 30 days, you'll be evaluated as a platoon. And that says a lot on the drill instructors. So that's why every opportunity they get, they're going to teach you a drill movement and go over it. So drill is constant all the way throughout. You get evaluated once at first phase, and then in third phase for the final drill evaluation. A little more intense. Rifles. We didn't even talk about rifles. You need to learn how to drill and drill with weapons. That adds a whole new aspect to close order drill. So constant drill. You have some milestones in boot camp. Again, the drill evaluation being one of them. Uniform inspections. Your barracks gets inspected all the time. You'll have visitors in your barracks, so they have to be spotless, 24/7. So when you get up and make your rack in the morning and you tighten it back up, anytime you're in the house, make your head calls, you're going to do a cleanup, getting out, spotless 24/7. In the evenings, you do have free time. I don't know if that starts right away. I think it does. 1 hour in the evenings, uninterrupted free time. That's your time to read and write letters. Quickly do that. If you didn't receive, and mail takes a little while to catch up to you. I'm imagining it's still that way today. Read your letter, write one or two, and then work on stuff for the next day. Get ready. Do some push-ups, some pull-ups, some planks, some crunches. Again, that used to be time that we'd set up for, that's when we'd spit shine our boots, that's when we iron our camis. You don't do those two things anymore, so you have time to get physically fit, bust out your knowledge, and get better. Reading and writing, tell your families now, look, I'm gonna write you when I can. Write one letter to the group and have them share it with everyone else. Don't spend your entire hour of free time writing letters. You got bigger things to do. Let your families of kids going in, please be patient. Write as much as you can. Mail is a savior. No packages, no crap. You don't need to send them anything but love. So send plenty of letters. And that's the day in the life of a recruit. Intense. In the evenings, you'll be so tired by the time you hit the rack, you will fall asleep instantly. Think about home every now and then. First week is when you hear recruits crying and stuff, and it's when you encourage each other. Hey, suck it up, buddy. It only gets better. All right. Day in the life. What do you think about all that? And the difference so what I described to you right now was West Coast. I was a cadet, a recruit on the West Coast, and a drill instructor on the West Coast. Been to the East Coast twice. Again, never trained there. Saw graduation. Our daughter, USMC Cece. That's as much time as we spent on the East Coast. So let us know right now in the comments. Here's what I want you to do. Send an emoji of which coast you went to. Something that represents that coast. San Diego, I'm expecting to see some palm trees, some sunglasses. Is there a suntan lotion? Because you know West Coast gets issued sunglasses and sunscreen. What represents the East Coast? You know, that's an inner service rivalry right there. You seen the sign outside Paris Island says, where Marines are made. Paris Island, South Carolina, where Marines are made. Not as good as the West Coast, but where Marines are made. I don't know if I quoted that correctly or not, but somebody sent me that recently. All right, old Gyrene, look at, don't iron camis. Wow, maybe I'm old, core. That used to be my grandfather. No more ironing camis. The camis now are designed so you don't, that crease in the camis down the trousers, you don't have to put that in yourself. They're made that way and it won't come out. You can roll them, ball them, roll them through mud, throw them in the washer and dryer. You pull them out, that crease is still going to be there. Pretty amazing. I don't know if I agree with it 100% because that was some solitude time every night. Pressing out the camis, man, that's some alone time with that. Felt good to do that. But it's not required anymore. Same with the boots. No more spit shining boots. They're the what's that material? Now that what the boots are made of, but you don't shine them. You clean them and you can brush them, but you don't spit shine them anymore. All right, there's some emojis right there. Old Gyrene said, emojis just don't represent Paris Island. There's no sand flea emoji. There's no swampland. Man, I'm having a hard time seeing these from back here too. What does that mean? You're gonna have to help me out, producer. Where's the Sam Fleas emoji? Yeah, see you right there. USMC Cece. I got a couple that the crease is pretty wore out. So I'm telling you, and my first duty station was Okinawa, where we had Mama-san and So-san. You ordered your camis one of two ways: starch or heavy starch, right? Where you had to force your leg through the trousers because they have so much starch on there. Then babies could walk on their own. Amazing, but man, it looked good, sharp. Left Okinawa, tried to do it as good as they do it on my own, and I never got it like they did, but heavy starch. Right there, Carl Green. I liked ironing my utes and blouses. I did too. I really did, so much so you can ask everyone here. I do the ironing around the house. That was my time, right? I loved preparing my uniform like that. It was something I did enjoy, but no more, not necessary. Same with boots. Now they have core frame shoes. That was the East Coast West thing for a while when I was a drone instructor. The East Coast still issued, even all the drone instructors wore leathers, black leathers. They shine them themselves. I thought that was pretty impressive. West Coast, all the DIs, most of the DIs wore core frames, and then we were the first ones, the recruits got core frames after a while on the West Coast, and they do now on the East Coast as well. Everyone gets issued core frames. They're nice, they're shiny, but again, I used to like that spit shine time. And I was terrible at spit shining because I didn't have the patience, believe it or not. It takes time and effort, and I never could really get it. Old Jeremy, my old grandfather used to tell me stories about Paris Island. He joined before Pearl Harbor. Man, old Jeremy, I bet that's amazing stories. Richard Bridges, Hollywood Marine, Quantico Marine. J-Dub, and if you fold your sleeves properly, you have a nice even triangle on both sides. J-Dub, see my short on that? And I think I even showed it on a live one time. I don't know if it's the best way. It is a way. Colleagues from work come from Florida, and I make fun of when they say to him, "You were my first sergeant." He doesn't like this. Joey Gonzalez, Golf 2-5 Marine, retreat hell. Semper Fi, Gonzalez, how you doing, brother? The most decorated battalion in the Marine Corps. Retreat hell. Semper Fi, Joey. Hope all is well. Get Ellsworth asks, why doesn't the Marine Corps or the military get rid of drills? Uniforms, inspections, work details, just train recruits on just combat skills. Great question. Interesting, Cadet Ellsworth. Here's my opinion.
Discipline equals freedom.
Discipline equals freedom. Thanks, that was from the producer. Discipline equals freedom. A great way to measure discipline is through drill, uniform inspections, gear inspection. That can tell you all there is to know about a unit. What was that? Oh, that tells you everything you need to know about a unit right there. How they conduct drill, how they look at drill. That's the instant willing obedience to orders for drill. It's discipline. It's the foundation of everything leadership, 100%. That is the success, in my opinion, of a Marine Corps boot camp, because there is so much emphasis placed on drill. Seems like you're just marching around, you spend a lot of time on it. It's everything. That's discipline. That keeps you from, or that helps you making the right decisions later on. If you can't drill this because you don't pay attention and you don't think it's important, you're disobeying orders if you can't drill properly. It's totally the foundation, and it just bleeds over later on into your career, and then after your career. You can tell right away, again, a leader who hadn't spent a lot of time in drill doesn't understand the concept of close order drill and the instant willing obedience to orders. My opinion, hugely important for success in life. Something simple as that. Doing the right thing when nobody's looking. It starts with having enough discipline to put everything you got into drill. Paying attention, following orders, doing the movement correctly. By third phase, most third phase recruits look great, especially to the civilian eye. It all looks good. In fact, it all looks great. But those of you that know drill and know what it's supposed to look like and know the snap and pop and the cover and alignment and everything online, no flaws whatsoever, will help determine the rest of their career. So when they talk about shortening boot camp, they always go after the amount of hours spent on drill. Huge mistake. That's the foundation. That's the solid foundation of building a house. You got to keep it in there. So why do we spend so much time on that? Discipline. Instant willing obedience to orders, knowing how to do what's right at all times. So I pray that they never take any more time out of drill or uniform inspections. Taking the time and discipline to prepare your uniform for an inspection, discipline. Self-discipline. All right. A good stack arms is priceless. They don't do that anymore. Randall, no more stack arms. I loved stack arms. I did it as a recruit. By the time I became a drill instructor, they already took it out. It's still in the drill manual. It's still mentioned, but it's not graded. It was a great movement. Loved it. I can't read your name, but thank you very much. Sincerely, guys. All the best. Sincerely, health. Take care of yourself. American people, wonderful people. Know my home, your home. I'll always help, as you've been helped out. All right. Attention to detail. J-Dub. There it is right there. Attention to detail. And it will help you succeed through life as well. Anything you do after that, attention to detail. Aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings. All those things. I didn't know they took it out. Nelson Reyes. My only regret in life is that I never joined the Marine Corps. I ended up with 35 years and counting career in law enforcement. Well, thank you very much, Nelson. Appreciate you supporting us and appreciate your time at law enforcement. You're serving your country as well, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Old Jerry, no more stack arms. I must be old. Most don't know what stacking swivel on the M1 even is. You're right. Most don't even know what an M1 is, besides in the history books. Man, thank you, Nelson. All right, so that was boot camp and boot camp prep, right? Kind of in a nutshell, and there's tons more that we could share. And that's, again, the base why we're all here, to help people. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to learn the hard way. That's what we want to accomplish in this, and I appreciate everyone's input 100%. You guys are amazing. Now, while you're in leadership, leadership is a key to everything. Leadership is the reason for everything. Leadership totally dictates how your time in service is going to go. So, show us in the comments right here your thoughts on leadership. Show us your comments. You know I love to talk about leadership. You know I'm passionate about leadership, and I have a very low tolerance for poor leadership. Harder on Marines than anyone else. That's obviously, yes, I'm biased towards Marines. And I've been blessed throughout my career with some great leadership. Had some bad leaders, seen some bad leadership, but I've seen it and experienced it more after the Corps, and it's completely disheartening to see that prior service Marines have lost leadership when that's what got them to where they are. Leadership. Every problem is a leadership problem. Every success is a leadership success. So leadership never stops. It only gets more intense, especially the higher you go. You've heard me say it many times. With leadership comes more responsibility. All the work and energy and focus you put into getting promoted to rest, nope. It gets more intense. It gets your work doubles, right? The burden of leadership, making those hard decisions and communicating those decisions. All leadership, having the courage to do the right thing. And then to inform your unit, your organization, your subordinates, your leadership. That's a hard one too, from a leadership position. Everyone's got a boss. Having the courage to discuss with your boss and fight with your boss for the good of the whole. That's leadership. That's the burden of leadership. Not to give in. Oh, well, yes, you may be right. Nope. Having the courage, and I'm keeping it PG here, having the courage to do and say what's right for the good of the whole, for the good of your unit. You're charged with protecting, fighting for everyone who works for you. Burden of leadership. It's not easy. And too many people take the easy way out. And that's what I have a hard time with. I can't watch it. It's disheartening. It's frankly disgusting to see when someone doesn't take charge of their organization and doing the right thing. It's tough. Doing the right thing is tough. But the whole organization gets affected by it. Remember command climate surveys in the Marine Corps? And as a leader, I'd be like, they can just ask me how my unit is. No, they need to hear from every individual in that unit. But it doesn't stop there. Once you do, and I don't know, somebody let us know in the comments, anyone active duty, do they still do command climate surveys? And every now and then, I guess, I don't know what kind of schedule they had, the CG team would come out and conduct a command climate survey. And that's just to get a feel of the unit. I want to be willing to bet they probably went to units that they thought weren't doing well, or just the opposite, that were doing great, to find out what they're doing so well to make them such a strong unit. And the other ones that needed that assistance to say, what's going on here? And you look at the trends: lack of communication, lack of transparency, lack of leadership. Those are the units that are most likely not doing so well. Before you go to combat, you get evaluated on your combat readiness. And a place like 29 Palms, I think, is that the only place that we go? You get evaluated on everything: your combat readiness, your combat skills, your organization. The whole unit gets organized, and if you're not up to speed, you won't go to combat. And units have been turned down because they're not ready. It would be more dangerous to send them into combat than it would be. So doesn't look good, I'm sure, for the entire chain of command, but they're held accountable. That's the beauty of it. Not because we don't like you, we don't want you to go, because you're not ready and you can get someone hurt, right? That's why you wouldn't be allowed to go into combat. And that has happened. I've seen it in my lifetime. That needs to move over into the civilian community. If an organization is just not getting it, steadily going downhill, things aren't changing, leadership is not changing, leadership is not stepping up, leadership is not holding themselves accountable, something's got to change. Someone's got to put a halt to that. Do a maintenance stand down, right? You heard of those. Do a leadership stand down. Find out what's going on in this unit. Why aren't they getting any better? Why is the turnover so high? Why don't people want to come to this unit? Find out. Holding the leadership accountable. All right. Joey Gonzalez says, great leadership, lead from the front, and doesn't need to look back to know that your team will follow you to hell and back. Amen, Joey. I'm saying that. If you have to wonder if you're getting ready to give an order and like, man, how are they going to take this? Are they going to follow me? You've done something wrong already. If you get pushback, constantly pushback, you probably haven't been making good decisions. Just detach yourself.
If your team keeps leaving.
Take a look at it and find out, why do I have good Marines leaving my unit? Why are Marines calling the monitor, get me out of here? I can't do this anymore. We need leadership. Get some leadership into this unit before it hits the reef, right? That commander's driving that ship right into the reef. I can't even say it on this. You know what I'm talking about. When a vehicle goes upside down. So something's got to change. J-Dub. Give all good leaders in SFMF I like. Thanks, J-Dub. Appreciate that. Double tap the screen and appreciate the knowledge being passed. Thank you all. Appreciate it. You see, I get a little fired up when we talk about leadership. It really is, it's disturbing. It's hard to watch. It's disheartening. I'm embarrassed as a man, as a Marine, when I see leaders just not leading, right? It's a shame. Crisis in Command is a great book that should be required of anyone in a leadership position, civilian and military, but primarily if you prior service Marines and now you're leading some kind of civilian company, should be mandatory. And I'm sure there's tons of books. That one just really hit home when I read that. That's that Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller book. Great book to read. You got to check it out. Had a discussion with my CEO during it. I missed it, Carl. Got him to change it. Say it again, Carl, please, or Alyssa, producer, can help me with that one.
We had a discussion with the CO during a briefing where he found flaws in his plan and got him to change it.
There you go. And it's simple as that. Having a discussion with your leader. But that's not enough. The leader's got to be open-minded to it, and he's got to not only listen to you, but he's got to hear you and make some adjustments. Sometimes that happens. That's why good leaders leave. You don't leave a bad unit, you leave bad leadership. So if you've gone to that leader numerous times, after action reports, topic discussion, topic recommendation, discussion, no, topic discussion, recommendation, and nothing happens time after time after time, that's when good leaders leave. They take their leadership somewhere else because it's just, you're talking to a wall when nothing changes. That's when you lose good people. Again, as a boss, I would want to know everything that is not going well. And recommendations and suggestions on how we can fix it. We might not go with your recommendation. Who cares? You're just making it better all around. That private, just coming in out of school, can have a great idea. But you got to hear them. You got to listen, and you got to table that with everyone. Too many times people plan in a box. You have one or two leaders, and you come up with an idea that's going to directly affect everyone below you, but you don't get their input. Fail. Right off the bat, fail. So you got to open communication, open lines of communication. Hey, Cookie. Good evening, brother. I'm late. Drug out of the shop for a family dinner. Amen, brother. Family. Family first. Happy Easter to you, Candace, and the whole crew, brother. Poolie Bear asks, my recruiter told me that because my credit rating is extremely poor, that now my security clearance might be in jeopardy. He never said why. Do you know? Yes. Great question. And here's why. And I learned the hard way as well. People with poor credit or debt are a risk. And here's why. And you can imagine, and it never even crossed my mind because, of course, I would never do anything like that. But say you have a debt as small as $2,000, and let's say $5,000. You owe, creditors are after you, you're doing what you can, you're struggling, you have a wife and kids, maybe whatever the scenario is, you just can't afford to pay that. And somebody knows that, and they can come up to you and say, hey, brother, I'll pay that debt off for you. I'll even give you a couple extra $1,000. Never have to worry about your debt again. I promise I'll get your credit score up. No worries. I just need to know a couple things. How many Marines are in your unit? What kind of gas mask are you using right now? See what I'm getting at? They want some information from you. So you are, and that, again, that could be the furthest thing from your mind. You would never do anything like that, but you are at risk for someone to target you, right? Small questions, and they're good at it, so they might just ask you, hey, what kind of boots are you guys using? We have this new boot. Would you like to try this boot out? He just wants, and then he's going to ask you later, I can get your whole unit. How many pair do you need? Just give me sizes. He just found out how large your unit is or how small it is, right? If you say, well, I'm an infantry company, but you know, right now we're short a lot of guys. You just gave him information that could be used against your unit later on. So that's why. That's a great question. And
Liability is there.
you're a liability. You're a liability if you have any kind of debt, and it could be is $1,000 or just a low credit score, because that guy will promise you, I'll get your credit score up to 840. Just give me a month. And you start working with him. He's the greatest guy in the world. Next thing you know, he starts throwing out questions like that. That you, again, furthest thing from your mind, but completely in the front of his mind. Right? Hey, I got these new NVGs. What kind do you guys use? These are better, and I can get you your whole unit. Simple things. You won't even see it coming because you're a good person and you don't even think like that. But there are bad people out there who can definitely use you for the good of the enemy. So that's why. That's a great question. Say again?
Was he offered a good MOS?
Was he offered a good MOS? So and at the same time, it could be something as simple as your MOS requires you to have a secure high security clearance or a security clearance in general. But if it's something that could potentially get you a top secret clearance, all that stuff has to be in order for that very same reason. So get your credit score up. Not a financial guy. Pay your bills on time. You always hear about not the trick, but the process of taking out a loan and paying it off right away. Get a credit card, use it for small purchases, pay it off at the end of the month. Don't make payments, pay it off completely. It's going to take some time. If you have a low credit score now, it's going to take some time to build it up, but be disciplined and do what you got to do to get that credit score right back up. But thanks for the question. That was great. Happy Easter. Christ has risen. Amen. Rough cat. Amen. Christ has risen. A lot can happen in 3 days. I'm telling you, you got to get that shirt. I saw it at church on Good Friday. This lady's shirt said, a lot can happen in 3 days. Amen. Carl Green, can you say NJP? I'm telling you right there, it's I don't know if you're still talking about the credit score or having debt like that, but yeah. It's definitely all part of the enlistment process. Again, that's talking, being completely open with your recruiter and asking for help. You're surrounded by a great crew with the John McJunkin crew, so let them help you get your credit score up. But the recruiter was right. Are you a retired vet, Void? Yes. I see you, Booch and Donnie. Retired vet, yes. Most of us on here, big crowd. It's a great community right here, Void. Like and subscribe and check us out for a little while. Let us know where you're at in your life, because that's who we are targeted for pre-service, active duty service, and post-service. But we have members on here from different countries, from civilians, cops, any kind of service organization, and just good old Patriots that love America. So yes, I happen to be a veteran. Nice, my uncle fought too. Good on your uncle in the SEALs. He was a SEAL, all right? That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow, Joey. Old Jyrene, ask my recruiter, what's your office hours? That didn't go over well. Two kinds of office hours, but you ever go to the Marine recruiter and they're not there, and you think, how are they getting Marines to join? They're not even in their office. That's because they're out canvassing the streets. That's what recruiters do. They're out and about. They're not stuck behind their desk waiting for people to walk in and say, I don't want to be a Marine. That happens.
They could.
Right? That happens, but that's not how you get the top quality. I won't even say that, because quality kids probably go in there and say that too. But you got to get out there. You got to get out from your desk and go find and search. Don't blame the community. Well, they're not coming in, and I'm just waiting, and word of mouth, we'll get some great Marines in here. Get out. Get out. I wasn't a recruiter, and let me hear from some of the recruiters. What is the best way to find the best Marines? Sit behind your desk. I love when the recruiters aren't in their office. It's a pain in the butt, because I was working with my daughter and trying to talk to the recruiter, and we needed them. but they need to be out and about, finding. You got to canvass the streets. Let them know what you're looking for, who you're looking for. And again, one of the reasons I didn't want to be a recruiter is because I'm not good with rejection. You see a stud, you know they would be a great Marine, but they don't want to. That would be a rejection I'm not too good at. And then on the complete other side, you got someone that's probably not going to make it, but he really wants to. But I would enjoy that time trying to help them, build them up, getting them ready, but it's going to be rough. Recruiters got to get out from behind that desk and go find them. All right, Randall, I never knew a Marine until I got a phone call from a recruiter at 17. Same.
Oh, Sergeant Stacking's here.
Stack is here? What's up, Sergeant Stack? Good to see you. Happy Easter, guys. Happy Easter to you, Boyd. Thanks, brother. Thanks for hanging out. All right, Poolee Eberall asks, I'm looking forward to going to boot camp, but I have one minor issue. I hate eating vegetables. I heard they force you to eat salads. What can I do? They don't force you to do anything, but eat everything on your tray. I guarantee you're going to be eating those vegetables soon because you're going to be so hungry. You're going to eat everything on your tray. And eat them. They're good for you. Salads, vegetables. It's a square meal that they feed you all 3 meals. And again, you're going to be so hungry, you're going to eat it all. But don't be afraid of them veggies. You need those too. Keeps you regular is what I hear. Eat them. Eat everything. And it's not, start now, maybe, get used to it. It doesn't matter. I guarantee you, you're going to eat everything on your tray. J-Dub, I did recruiter's assistance for Christmas while being stationed at Fort Lee, Virginia during MOS training. I did recruiter assistance as well. I enjoyed it. And of course, being at home for a couple extra weeks before I went out. Randall, see, says it right there. You will eat everything. You're going to eat it. Old Irene, again, don't have red stripes, and you won't have to eat your veggies. Red stripes. I don't think they paint the red stripes. Let us know in the comments right now. Do they still do the red stripes? I've asked that before. 2 big red stripes across your PT shirt or your sweatshirt. You're a fat body. You needed to lose some weight. You're a little heavy set, as Private Pile said it. You ain't heavy set. You're a disgusting fat body, Private Pile. 2 red stripes. Yes. And there was also double rat recruits, double rations, meaning you needed to gain some weight. So they would give you extra chow at chow. Wait till you try SOS. So good. Stuff on a shingle. Everything in the chow hall is good. USMC vet, Sergeant Major, your dream car if you hit the lottery. It's a truck, first of all. It'd be men drive trucks. So it definitely have to be a truck. I don't need those Bugattis and those fast and those little teeny tiny sports cars that go 300 miles an hour, because where can you do that? No offense, but I need a truck, right? It's going to be I'm telling you, I'm growing, Chevy's growing on me. I've had one now for 6 years, a Chevy Silverado, right? I like it. I do. Love how it looks. I don't need the latest and greatest. I like the year we have. I would lift it just a little bit. My wife won't let me lift it, but in case of a flood or a mudslide, it sure would come in handy helping people out. She won't let me lift it because she's short. I'll give her a little, I'll have the little thing that'll help her, the little handicap thing, whatever she needs. But it's going to be a truck. It's going to be a 4-door. It's going to be a long bed. Always wanted a Tundra. I don't like the new look of the new Tundra, so it definitely have to be a 2020 or something, an older model, unless they fix the newer models. I like all the pluses it has, but I need a big truck, big tires, little lift. You never know. Everyone needs a truck at some point in their life, and nothing worse than trying to take a mattress home from shopping wherever you get your mattresses from and trying to strap it on top of your Bugatti. Try that one. Try moving a refrigerator in your Corvette. So you need a truck. So it would be a beefed up truck. All you need is base transportation. There you go. Young Marines, yes. I don't know what you're getting at, David Bryant, but yes, as a young Marine, you don't need a car your first enlistment. And if you do, make sure it's used and you buy it for someone leaving that duty station so that car doesn't get abandoned somewhere. Pay cash for it. You don't need payments because you got to pay for insurance, maintenance, and gas. Buy something old, used, reliable, but don't buy that brand new car. Wait till you re-enlist at least once. Get a re-enlistment bonus so you have money to put down, and don't fall for those E1 and up, 25% interest. Do your homework. Do everything you need to do to do the right thing on a vehicle. You get a big car, everyone's going to want to use you. All right, Big Daddy. Wait, that's my call sign. What's up, SFMF? When I go to boot camp, I'll already graduate as a PFC since I did 2 years in community college. Good on you. Is it possible to graduate as a Lance Corporal in boot camp? Yes, it is. It 100% is, and you got to be the best of the best. So, just heard recently, though, about San Diego had 2 Lance Corporals graduate. Typically, it's the one Marine, one recruit that is, so that's the guide. Typically, each company guide puts one up. The 3 guides in each series compete for the series honor man. So one in each series is a series honor man, and then the 2 compete in a board. We always held a board. The company commander and the first sergeant ask questions. Why should you be the company honor man? And they compare your PFT rifle, CFT. They do CFT in boot camp. They compare all your performance throughout boot camp, and they pick one. So that one of that company is going to get promoted, meritoriously promoted one time. So if you're already a contract PFC, you will be a meritorious Lance Corporal. You got to be that guy or that girl, right? USMC Cece was company honor graduate. For some reason, though, at Paris Island, at that particular time, they weren't promoting to Lance Corporal. Yeah, still to this day, we're like, what happened? She was company honor graduate. Got the Molly Marine Award. She got the company honor graduate. She was it. But that happens. So you go into boot camp already as a contract PFC, and that helps the platoon out. So in the short I just did, the senior drill instructor will have an opportunity to promote 5 or 6 recruits or newly promoted Marines to the next rank, PFC. So he's got to find 5 or 6 privates that deserve to be meritoriously promoted. If you are already, I was a contract PFC when I went to boot camp, and I graduated as guide. So I didn't get meritorious PFC because I was already contract PFC, but what that did is open up for the drill instructor to give it to another recruit, right? That was busting his butt. So it's great to go in as a contract PFC for everybody. Everybody wins. And you have that opportunity to get promoted to meritorious Lance Corporal. So get after it. Good on you. And then continue your school as soon as you get out of boot camp. All right? Continue your education. Get that degree. Buddy program and being promoted guide got you promoted to Lance Corporal in boot camp. Yep. It definitely can. Happy Easter, Sarmage. Thank you for the stream. Go ahead, get some. You were a drill, packed fresh. Yes, I was a drill instructor. What branch should I choose out of options? Navy, Coast Guard, and Air Force. There must be more. Put another comment on there, and you left one out. But of those, my personal opinion, the Navy, because they're the closest to the Marines. Why not Marines? GR22. Support your local owned veterans businesses. Thanks, Carl. I saw that earlier. I was right in the middle of something, but yes, support your local owned veteran businesses, small veteran-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses. Look at the 2 masterpieces behind me. That's from a veteran. ANCmetalworks.com. Check those out. But any veteran small businesses, please do what you can to support them. No, not drill sergeant, pack drill instructor, Marines, era. Ojai Green says, tonight is crushing. No spit shine, no pressing camis, no stack arms, no red stripes. They still focus on marksmanship. Yes, sir, they absolutely do. We still shoot, move, and communicate. So marksmanship is still a huge part of boot camp. I missed McJunkins.
She said the kid with the vegetables gonna join the Navy.
Kid with the vegetables joining the Navy. All right, we support that as well. But if you're a meat eater, he'll join the Marines. Big Daddy, speaking of getting degrees, should I finish getting my major in business and going back to college while enlisted or reserves? 100%. Should I finish getting my major in business? Yes, go back to college while you're enlisted or the reserves, 100%. And now you're letting the government pay for it, tuition assistance. So 100%, 1000%, get your degree, go back to school, whatever your degree is in, get it. Now, there's no reason not to. There's no reason any active duty member should not leave at least with a bachelor's degree. If you could choose one MOS, which would it be? 0300, baby, you made it. 0300, infantry. A lot of different reasons why, and that's my personal choice, but you need to decide that on your own. 0300, infantry. Blood wings. You talking about when you get, like when I got my air crew wings, or my time in the air wing? What it was right there, 0300, GR22, 0300. But do your own research. Talk to Marines of all different MOSs, how long you're gonna stay in, what you're gonna do when you get out. All those things definitely come into play. But if you're asking me, 0300. Randall Knapp, my SDI, my friend today was pissed at me for contract PSC because, like I said, I stayed inconspicuous. He is 70 years old today, and he said he wanted more from me. He was right. Right there, look at Carl Green, says infantry. We had the same duty belts that DIs had as brig rats at Camp MCT in Okinawa. Same duty belt, yeah. Jump wings, blood wings, punch in the chest. At USMC vet, that's of course hazing and it's frowned upon. I think they still have some kind of ritual. Even when I got my air crew wings, those aren't jump wings, but I earned my wings with the air wing as a, what was it? Loadmaster. I went to Loadmaster school. I wanted to find out what the Marines were actually doing. They challenged me to, you go to, get your wings and find out what we really do and quit yelling at us for not doing anything. They work hard. I was very, very humbled by learning actually what they do. And I wear, anytime I wear my uniform, I wear those air crew wings because it's to represent them and what they did for me. Taught me everything, not everything, taught me about the air wing. So mad respect for all air wingers. Really opened my eyes. But there is definitely a ritual that they do, USMC vet. All right, Gunny Grainer said, these youngsters nowadays are silly. All foods are good, especially your veggies and fruits. They just don't know what they are talking about. And they really don't, right? And even Marines, still young Marines, complain about chow hall food. It's amazing. The food in boot camp is amazing. Again, try to feed 5,000, 4,000 people. Is it going to be tailored to all 5,000 of them? No, but it's good. It's hearty. It fills your muscles and bones, and it's everything you absolutely need. I learned to eat some stuff in boot camp. Grits I had for the first time. I ate everything on my plate. Couldn't care what was on it. I was eating it all. So I probably ate some things for the first time, and it's delicious. And yes, they're gonna eat it. 2002, it wasn't hazing as it was standard operating procedures. It was hazing in 2002 USMC vet, 100%. It's always been hazing, and that's what happened. Some people went to the extreme, and probably when cell phones came out, because then they started filming it and posting it all over. Just taking it to the extreme, just like blood stripes, right? Just like promotion, you get a little tap on the arm. Getting promoted, you hit someone in the arm, that's just welcome to the ranks. But that's probably how it started way back when. Welcome to the NCO ranks, a little tap on the leg, because now you get the blood stripe, turned into let's destroy this guy and give him blood clots all through his legs so he can't walk anymore. Welcome to the ranks. Ha, ha, ha. So nobody told me that's not going to stand up in court. USMC vet. It's always been hazing. A rite of passage. That's what that is, getting the blood wings and trying to see how much blood you can get pouring out of, spitting out of your chest because it hazing. Which one? I'm getting it. Army? Yours. Oh, the producers. New mother of Marine wants to explain.
Wants you to explain.
Oh,
That's what I
what?
mean. Somebody wrote that.
Oh, new mother of a Marine wants you to explain. Intel contract you signed for the field, not the job. So, yes, and that's, recruiters, help me out, put it in the comments. You sign up for an OC field, an occupational field. So the 0300 is an occupational field. The particular MOS is the second two numbers of that. So 0331 is a machine gunner, which you'll get later. So I imagine the Intel community is the same way. He or she will be in the Intel field, but the specific job will be given to him or her later. 1300 field has engineers, heavy equipment operators. All those MOSs, all those jobs fall within the occupational field, the OC field of the 1300 community. So, and I believe, again, recruiters, let us know. That's how it's always been, even when I signed up for 03. I was an 0300 or 03XX, 1300 XX, because the second two numbers come later when the needs of the Corps. If they, at that time, need more 31s, I love the 31s, you'd sign it, you'd enlist as a 03XX, and later the second two numbers would be designated. I hope that helps. Does that answer your question? So he's going to receive the Intel OC field, occupational field, but the second two will come later. All right. So nice to see all the green names. USMCC, yes. Green names, again, those are members. Thank you all for being members. $1.99 a month. Your membership stuff is going to, once we get our battle rhythm down, you'll get previews and stuff. You'll get the behind the scenes when the producer's yelling at me. You'll get all that stuff. I mean, when we're discussing stuff, agreements, and maybe some disagreements. USMC vet. Who is USMC Cece? Who is that devil dog? Who is that Marine USMCC? USMCC. Let USMC vet know. USMCC, you still there? You can't look up each of the service MOSs, or you can look them up. Yes, Carl Green. Amen. Look them up. Look up all the MOSs, the OC fields. Look up everything. And again, that's how you decide what you really want to do once you get in. The man who ran it, what do you think about the Royal Marines? The Royal Marines that I've worked with are some beast modes. Tough. Worked with the color sergeant who kicked my butt all over, up and down Bridgeport and the caverns and the rivers and the mountains of Bridgeport. Had a British Royal Marine, tough as nails. Don't forget to show the merch. Thanks, Carrie Ann Marie Potts. I got it on standby. I will. Thank you, because yes, I always forget. We get so caught up. I'm telling you, this crowd was amazing. U.S. has the strongest Navy, and the Marines should be strongest Marine Corps. Should be. Yes, well, of course we are. Department, because it falls under Department of the Navy. Yes, we do. We fall under the Department of the Navy. We're the men's department of the Navy, and we appreciate our Uber drivers taking us to fight. We all love each other. And yes, we are the strongest Marine Corps in the world. They are studs for sure. Thanks, Aqua. I have them all right here. Thank you, though. She's brought them to me. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to join the British Army when I'm 18. Get some, random man. British are tough. I have nothing negative to say about the British. There it is. USMC Cece is CC number 3. She's the Marine. Number 4, soon to be a Marine. All right, let's hit Lewis right here, because look at that. And I'm going to show merch. I leave for boot camp tomorrow. Definitely nervous, but I'm ready. I signed my contract for 2147, LAV mechanic. Wish me luck. We wish you all the luck in the world, and congratulations on a huge move to the next chapter of your life. Hopefully you've been here for a while, East Coast or West Coast. Hopefully you've been with us for a while. Stay with us. If you haven't watched every single live, short, and video that I put out before you take off tomorrow, and it should help you. Read the comments on there. If you're not prepared, not you're as prepared as you're ever going to be, Lewis. So good on you. Congratulations. Make sure you come back in 3 months and tell us all about it. Share your stories. San Diego. All right, Hollywood Marine. Let us know. And again, update us on everything. If you're leaving tomorrow, look, the producers already find out when your graduation date is. We might just be there. But get after it, brother. Come back as the company guide. Come back as a Lance Corporal, but definitely come back and let us know everything we need to know about the current day Marine Corps boot camp. Good on you. Congratulations. Look at everyone's got your back. Welcome to the family. I'm telling you, it's huge. Great decision. All right. Right there, Aqua says, if you've been paying attention to SFMF, you'll have no time. You have no issue being the company guide. Good luck and Godspeed. Right there, Random, going to be a combat medic technician. We need those as well. Awesome. Lay Cookie says, Lewis, just mind over matter. If you don't mind, the games don't matter, because you're going to play some games. Yes, you are. Go get him, Alvarez, says old Gyrene. Stay motivated and do everything with intensity. Listen to what your DIs teach you. Right there, Gunny Rod. Hot Rod says it. Be loud and move fast. First and foremost, be loud, move fast. Thanks, Doc. Best channel to get all the trades. I don't live far from San Diego, says GR22. Will Hoskins, favorite duty station. Loved them all, really. I want to say Hawaii. We're a water family. We're a beach family. Love surfing. All my kids surf. Absolutely love everything about Hawaii. And each one of them had its different bonuses. California, Camp Pendleton is awesome. It's kind of the same reasons, training, opportunities, and Okinawa. Loved everything about Okinawa too. I would want to, again, when I get the call to go back in, hopefully it's 3rd Marines in Hawaii, because that's where I left. Love everything about it. Love all of them. All right, let me hit the merch before I forget, before I run out of time, before Carrie Emery Potts gets on me. Stickers. I don't even know what order to go into. This is one I use quite a bit right here. And let me know if I'm showing them correctly, producer. These are on the sfmfmerch.myshopify.com. Here's a new one. You see this on my cup every day. I turn my cup into a SFMF product. We don't sell the cups, but we sell the stickers. Some old favorites. Right there. Help me out. Keep it up. Those are, how about this one? The No Man, the military age male, right? Last 100 days, that's been a whole lot less of that. Amen. Why? Here's my personal favorite. Like this one. I've put this in a couple of different locations. Might even tag some places that didn't really ask for it, but they got it. This is a bam in your face, like this one. All these are on. Here's the little Reaper, the mini Reaper without the shiny. I like this one as well. The Bulldog. Love this dude. That was a good one. The card. Is this the newest one? Really like this one. Am I holding it right side up? Old classic. This is a cassette tape for those you youngins. Cassette tape, right? Number one way to fix a cassette tape, you need a pencil. Jam that in there and put all the ribbon back in. Cassettes, you don't know what that is. Almost like a corded phone. Nice shiny like those. Have that on a couple cups. Look at this little guy. He's motivated too. And a sheet. Sheets kind of get a little flavor of all of them. Boom, tag it up. Tag the places. We have the, don't forget, still also in the merch shop, lanyard, USMC Cece. Made this by an American, veteran-owned business. He doesn't have a business. American-made products made by an American. American everything. And the green monster. Still got some green monsters left. This is this leader's notebook. You got to have something to write on, something to write with at all times. Have a green monster with you at all times. Here's my one from Desert Storm when I was a corporal. Still got it. Still read it. Still have some notes in there. Still have some top secret stuff. Can't tell you about. Get after it. If you order it, you just might get it sent in some Moto packaging. You see, some of you OGs might see your name on there somewhere. Oh, it's on the back side. Oh yeah, there's more. Check those out. SFMF-merch.myshopify.com. Get after it. Hoodies and hoodies and t-shirts still available also. Check it out. Get some merch. Start sporting it. Summertime coming up. Good gifts. Man, that looks good on the screen. I should have held it up there longer. Next time, new sticker should be 8-track tape. That's old school. 8-track tape. Yes. Again, some of you got to look that up. Gunny Grainer says, okay, feed the cadets, enlisted vets, LEs, and first responders. Man, I missed the rest. What did it say?
Most eat healthy.
Most eat healthy.
With McDonut being a part of it.
Come on, big donut. No more donuts. Buy them fat-free donuts. Donut holes. Something. Jordan, taking off. Good night, buddy. Enjoy your live stream. Thanks, Jordan. Always a pleasure to have you on here. Appreciate you. Don't forget, share this stuff with your friends, neighbors, anyone thinking about any part of the military, supporting our local businesses, veterans, duty currently, and anyone getting out. The transition period, we haven't talked a whole lot about tonight because, again, you guys are amazing. But the transition period is something we also key on. The 3 aspects of the military life. Before you go in, while active duty, and then getting out. That transition out, we learned the hard way. Mostly my fault because I knew everything. I didn't have to worry about, I didn't think about after the Corps. I'm a Marine. Everything has always been provided. You always had someone to ask. And it was just going to work out. Training schedules. You move to a new duty station, everything's provided for you. Your job, your house, your vehicles make it there, all your household goods, your job, friends. You're instantly just got, congratulations, you just got 1,500 new friends. You just joined a battalion. Medical's there, dental is there, commissary. Everything is there for you. And you get into that pattern of, yep, we're a pain in the butt, we got to move, pack our stuff up. Somebody comes and moves you. It doesn't happen when you get out. It's a little different when you get out. You can't just call your first sergeant. You can't call admin. You can't call medical and say, hey, I need this. All that is different once you get out. So the earlier you start to prepare, the better. So when is too early? It's never too early. I guess I imagine that you can pinpoint it towards your EAS. If you know when it's going to be about 2 years out, start preparing, because what if you re-enlist at the last minute? Good on you, but you've already started that process. And things you can do right off the bat to start prepping for that is looking at locations where you want to go. And everyone's different. If you're married and you have kids, if you're single, where you end up, and everyone doesn't always go home wherever they joined from, because you've been all over the world by now. You've been in different countries and states, so you might be going somewhere different. You never know. So looking at the location you might want to go to. Again, if you do have a wife and kids, schools. You got to look at schools for the ages your kids will be. If your wife is working, is there a place for her to work where you think you want to be? And if you met in somewhere else and you and your spouse are from different states, all those things need to be taken into consideration before you get out. What you're going to do as an individual for a job, because if you stay in 4 years, of course, you're still extremely young. If you stay in for 30 years, you're still pretty young and are going to go to your next journey of a new job, new journey for the next stage of your life. 30 years, your kids could be out of the house already or getting ready to be out of the house, still in high school. All those things you need to consider prior to just getting out. Yep, I'm going to get out, get a job, go to school. You got to plan for all that stuff. And then medical, dental. Think about that stuff. Are you going to be near a base where you can use the commissary? You still use the base facilities, things that you're so used to using already. And then again, yourself, your job, what you're going to do, what your next journey is. But the other part of that is that you don't think about is all of a sudden you don't have 1,500 friends. You don't have base access. You don't have everything provided. You have to consider all that. Disability. If you need or rate or have some disability, that needs to be taken care of. Start doing that early, copying your medical and dental records, just your service record book. If you're going to be purchasing a house, if you have purchased a house along the way throughout your career, what are you going to do with that? So all those things need to be taken into consideration early. And I didn't. Because life was good. I had a great career, great family. Everything was perfect. I expected it to be after as well. Whole lot more work. You don't have that instant community where everyone around you is in the same boat, because everyone's in a different boat. So start preparing now. Your exit strategy. Start preparing now. You're going to go back to school. You're going to work. All those things need to be taken into consideration. And the more you know, like we talk about, more you know before boot camp, the better off you'll be. The more you know when you get out, the better off you'll be. And be prepared. That's another culture shock after living it 4 years or 30 years. And all of a sudden it's gone. Especially if you've attained some rank along the way and you are in charge, you're in the top, chances are you're going to start somewhere in the bottom or the middle. You have to be mentally prepared for that. You got to be mentally prepared for working for poor leadership, which we always talk about. You expect the top of the top because that's what you just came from. You came from some awesome leadership. You expect it to translate over, especially if they're prior service, any branch of service. But if they're prior service Marines, your expectations are really high. It's not always the case. So you got to be prepared for that as well. So the earlier you start your exit strategy, the better. And ask questions of everybody. What did you, all these veteran-owned businesses, if that's your plan, do you know what you're getting yourself into? Are you mentally and financially prepared? Man, a lot of things. All right, Doc, man. Doc, I missed the first one. I see your second one. Big thanks as well to your incredible producer and support team for keeping the mission sharp, inspiring, and always squared away. She's amazing, Doc. I'm telling you, I couldn't do it without all of them. I couldn't at all. I get the easy job. I love to just come here and I just get to chat with you guys all day, all night, and do the shorts. Yes, she's behind the scenes. Look, she's shaking her head. She just gave me a hand and arm signal. I can't repeat what she's telling me I'm number one. Is that what that? Just kidding. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate that. Yeah. And thank you. Outstanding service, sharing your wisdom, motivation through such an awesome channel. It's a true force multiplier, Doc. That's why we're here. That's why you are all here, and we can't do it alone. It's we don't want anyone to learn the hard way, and it's just still serving. That's what we're all doing by hanging out here, passing the word, and passing on your knowledge and your leadership. This is for all of us. All right. A couple more, then I'm going to land this helicopter. This is a good one. Do you think Lance Corporal is too soon to get married? Says Possible Games. Do you think Lance Corporal is too soon to get married? Yeah. So a lot of things go in that. Just rank is not enough. Was that Lance Corporal when we got married, or still PFC? So sometimes it can work 36 years later. Whew. And sometimes it doesn't. So there's a lot more that goes into it. There was a time in the Marine Corps that they were going to ban marriages for your first enlistment. So you could not get married your first 4 years, your first enlistment. Obviously, it didn't come to fruition, and that was probably at the time there was a lot of divorces, a lot of problems in the first termers, because and a lot of the contract marriages. I'm guessing it was just a mess at that time. Too many people not getting married for not the right reasons, and it wasn't working out. It cost the Marine Corps time and money and effort. The active duty member usually loses out the biggest and all that. So I don't think it has anything to do with time or rank. You just got to know and just do it for all the right reasons. Contract marriages, if you know, you know. That's when two people get married so they can get that extra money, move off base. It's a friendship. You guys, hey, we did it. Now we get some extra money. Never turns out good. I don't want to say never. I don't know. But one, it's illegal, and it's just no reason for it. So I think, again, if you know, you know. And don't let that stop you. But look at the financial part of it as well. And are you doing it for the right reason? My personal opinion. All right. Happy Easter, Cece family. Time to sit back, relax, and pop a top. I'm with you, Carl Green. That says it all. USMC vet. Sergeant Major deserves a 4-car for 36. A 4th car. Yes, I do. A combat action ribbon. Thanks, USMC vet. I will accept that 4th car. That was the toughest one to earn. Right. Yes, USMC vet just bumped up.
Oh, down.
Madam Producer from John McJunkin and Cece family, thank you for the outstanding work on all these podcasts. Job well done. Thank you, John McJunkin and crew, and thank you all so much. God bless you all for sticking with us. It's been quite a road, and a lot of learning has been occurring, a lot of combat action behind the scenes, but for all the right reasons, and we wouldn't want it any other way. We appreciate you all. Can't wait to see you next week, next Sunday, No Wednesday Live. Semper Fi, Happy Easter. God bless every single one of you.